Hi, I like trivia. Do you like trivia? Well, guess what? We've got 7 big WWE storylines changed due to real world events. That's right, I'm looking forward to this one. If you guys want to support the original upload of the content, click the top link in the description, show them some love. If you don't, I will find out that you did and I'll probably break your kneecaps. If you want to hang out with me and the flock live on Twitch, yes, live on Twitch, click the bottom link. I've also got a free Patreon with free bonus content. We've got almost 100 hours of free bonus content that you can check out for free on Patreon in the description. I want to click that. Either way, let's get right into the video.
You guys and gals ever watched the Stars wrestling drama Heels? It was a pretty good show. Well acted, solidly written, and clearly made with a lot of love for pro wrestling.
The hell is that?
But it always leaned a little too hard on the idea that the Duffy Wrestling League was somehow revolutionary because they were telling stories, as if every other promotion on earth hadn't been doing melodrama, betrayal, and family feuds since the territory
Is that
days.
the guy from Arrow?
It's like the show wanted credit for inventing Shakespeare and spandex. Still, good show. It's on Netflix now if you want to check it out. But I'm talking about it here because of the storyline. They stopped doing intergender wrestling because there had been a lot of real-life stories in the media of prominent athletes committing acts of domestic abuse. It was a really great point. Wrestling's entertainment, and sometimes what happens in the real world can affect what happens in the ring. I'm Senior Siete for 7 Wrestling. Let's take a look at 7 times real-life events changed wrestling storylines. Now, before we get into this, we appreciate your support, so if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and super kick that notification bell.
I'm gonna
Also,
actually go look into
we got
that
a second
Heels show.
channel. Check out 7 Entertainment, all the snark you love from 7 Wrestling, with a broader range of topics. Head over there now to see me, your buddy, Singer Siete,
See? He gets
co-hosting
it.
a video about celebrities who
He
have
gets
dated pro wrestlers.
the branching out ID.
Number 1, right angle. The invasion. The storyline with the potential of a WrestleMania main event that got booked like a mid-card mess. And if there's one thing that truly embodied the chaos of that era, it was the championship hot potato. Between July and November of 2001, titles changed hands more than Tammy Sytch's phone number. Take a look at the WCW World title. The invading force's most prestigious belt went from Booker T to Kurt Angle, to Booker T, to The Rock, to Chris Jericho, back to The Rock in the course of 3 short months. And it wasn't so much a war for dominance as it was a frenzied game of pass the belt, just to give the illusion that something big was happening, and spoiler alert, it was not. But one belt that was booked to stay in place was the WWE title. Part of the whole deal was that the newly evil Stone Cold Steve Austin was willing to do anything to keep it. Partner with Vince McMahon, jump to WCW, and while his feud with the American Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle was hot, it wasn't in the cards that Angle would ever take the gold. Plans called for Austin to hold on to the belt and continue his reign of terror as the anti-hero aligned with the WCW-ECW coalition. Then the world changed. Following the September 11th attacks, WWE, like much of the country, found itself trying to navigate an atmosphere of grief, uncertainty, and national unity. Amid all that, the company decided to pivot. The idea of a real-life American hero rising above adversity was too resonant to pass up.
Honestly, around that time, there was a lot of stuff that got like changed media-wise. Like I remember one of the most known ones is like the I think it was Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man movie. They had like imagery or like scenes of the Twin Towers and like the trailer, I think it was. And those definitely got like 100% just axed before the movie dropped. I know they removed them in like games and all that too, something like that. I don't know if it was just the poster. It might be. I definitely remember like there was like rumblings about that. Yeah, that had to be a. It feels kind of icky to think about like a company kind of taking advantage of that. Like, oh, we gotta, I don't even know if taking advantage is the right word. And I'm thinking about like in WWE's case where it's like, oh, well, we got a, pro-America guy or like an American Olympian. Let's Let's make him the guy. Like, yeah, something like that's a tightrope that I kind of don't even know how to approach. That, I don't know, man. Oof.
Just a couple weeks after the attacks, the WWE booked Angle to defeat Austin at Unforgiven 2001 in his hometown of Pittsburgh, giving fans a rare, sincere, feel-good moment during a time when escapism meant more than anything. It wasn't just about pro wrestling, it was about giving the people something, anything to cheer for.
Yeah, I don't
Angle's
think it was
win
a bad thing for
symbolic.
them to put it on
WWE
it.
may have leaned into patriotic storytelling before, but this wasn't cartoonish jingoism. This was a sincere effort to connect with a shaken audience, and even though Angle dropped the title back to Austin not long after, the moment stood out as a rare instance when WWE put storytelling aside to meet the emotional needs of the moment. Number 2, developmental development. The NXT takeover leading up to Survivor Series 2019 wasn't just a storyline twist, it was a full-blown brand war, and NXT came out swinging. For the first time ever, the WWE positioned its
Like, what the
so-called
fuck?
developmental
You
brand
bitch used
on
to do
equal footing
wrestling
with Raw and
stuff? Like, what?
SmackDown for the
No.
annual November Showdown. And make no mistake, NXT wasn't just there to participate, they were there to dominate. With Survivor Series expanding to a 3-brand format, Triple H's crew stormed the gates with something to prove, injecting new energy into a product that had grown stale and predictable with the red versus blue bickering. NXT superstars didn't wait for invitations, they blindsided Raw and SmackDown rosters with ambushes, run-ins, and
Boy, we'd seen you on the main roster before. What? I know Fandango now. What the hell? This had to be post Fandango too. Like, ain't no damn Johnny Curtis or whatever the fuck your name supposed to be.
chaos at every turn. The black and gold brand, led by standouts like Adam Cole, Rhea Ripley, Keith Lee, and Shayna Baszler, looked every bit like WWE main event players, even if the main roster hadn't admitted it yet. Week after week, they stole the spotlight, and more often than not, the show itself. Adam Cole, Bebe alone seemed to wrestle half the roster across 3 brands in 1 week, and still walked into TakeOver War Games like a man possessed. When Survivor Series 2019 arrived, NXT didn't just show up, they won. They outpaced both Raw and SmackDown in overall brand victories. In 1 weekend, NXT pulled off a War Games Classic and beat the so-called flagship shows in their own backyard. It was a crowning moment for a brand long treated as the scrappy underdog, proof that the 3rd brand was actually a pretty badass brand. Too bad WWE didn't capitalize on it for more than, like 5 minutes. But there's a good reason for that, because in reality, it was born out of chaos and a very public, very petty standoff between Vince McMahon and the Saudi government. After the Crown Jewel event in Riyadh, much of the WWE roster found themselves stuck overseas, reportedly due to mechanical issues with their charter flight, but behind-the-scenes whispers told a very different story. Vince had allegedly cut the live feed of the show to the Saudi audience over a dispute about missed payments, and the Saudis responded by grounding the talent in a retaliatory move. With most of the main roster...
Yo, that's gotta be scary as shit. If you got nothing to do with that, like, yo, what the fuck you mean we can't go home, bro? What do you mean? They said, like, yo, Vince, are you there with us? Brother Mac, how are you? That's kind of crazy, man. I've been seeing like a lot of news with like I don't know if it's like people of royalty or like really big wealth from Saudi getting into like I know again it's like the fighting game community and like tournaments and whatnot. I wonder if there's like a big push over there for like branching out with the entertainment that they're pulling in. But like, yeah, that's wild, man. They retaliated by saying, y'all ain't going nowhere then, bitch. The brother. My stupid ass would have been swimming. Fuck you mean? I'm going home. Fuck the bullshit.
Stranded on the tarmac in Saudi Arabia, WWE was in full-blown panic mode. SmackDown, airing live the very next night, had no stars, no card, and no plan. Enter NXT, Triple H's pride and joy, loaded with hungry talent and conveniently located just a few hours away in Orlando.
Hey, that was
What started
smooth
as a
though.
band-aid to cover the geopolitical ego clash quickly
That
snowballed
was
into a
smooth
full-blown
though for
brand
them
war,
to
with NXT
make
ambushing
it a twist
SmackDown
with
and
the
a
NXT
last-minute
thing.
rewrite
Very
that
good
ended
thing.
up blowing the fans away. Ironically, a real-world pissing contest between billionaires ended up sparking one of the most exciting stretches of WWE programming in years. Now, if there's any poetic justice in the world of pro wrestling, it's that the fallout from
Say,
Vince's
get under the
political dick
glad.
measuring contest gave Triple H's crew the spotlight they deserved. Number 3, downsizing. In the 1980s, wrestling wasn't just the land of giants, it was the land of lumbering, gasping for air, charisma over wrestling giants. Vince McMahon had a very specific type: tall, tan, and chemically enhanced. Hulk Hogan was the face of it all, of course. 6 moves, maximum posing, minimal effort. Rest of the roster followed suit. You got Andre the Giant,
You
great
got what's going
attraction,
on?
not really a mat technician. Big John Studd, who was tall, King Kong Bundy, who was wide, and a parade of other muscle mountains who looked the part but wrestled like refrigerators. The idea was simple: if you were big enough to block out the sun, you were main event material. Who needed to know how to wrestle? It's not like a duo who could bring the house down with their technical prowess would steal the biggest show of the rock and wrestling era. That's silly. But by the early 90s, the whole larger-than-life thing ran headfirst into a federal indictment. Steroid trial in 1994 put WWE's obsession with bulging biceps under a microscope.
Damn.
Suddenly, the company had to pretend that it cared about athleticism and public perception. Vince McMahon found himself in court, accused of being the pharmacist in chief, and while he walked free, the message was clear: maybe stop hiring dudes who look like action figures. With the juice drying up, WWE pivoted to guys who could actually wrestle. Enter Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, smaller, faster, more technically gifted, and not wheezing 2 minutes into a match. It was less sports entertainment and more actual wrestling. The company didn't exactly do this out of love for in-ring work. It did it because they had no choice. And wouldn't you know it, turns out fans liked wrestlers who didn't treat every headlock like a smoke break. Number 4, 2 for 1. In 2007, the WWE was deep into
Boy, if you ever drop kick someone in the neck unguarded, you get sent straight to the shadow realm. I don't know what this facial expression read is it, but I feel like you could swap their faces and you wouldn't lose the energy of this picture here. You wouldn't lose the energy. That don't even look like Randy. Who is that? Who is that? That can't be Randall. Who is this? Wrong answers only, bro. You don't even got a chin no more. He about to lose his. Happy Coochie launch day. That. What? I just got fucking flashbang. That's forever in a huge scoop video now. Oh my god.
its favorite genre, that being Vince McMahon as the center of the universe. Original plan was one of the most over-the-top stunts in wrestling history. Vince's
I
limo
appreciate you,
exploded in
Tangerine.
a
You're
staged
having a good one.
assassination at the end of Raw. The implication? Mr. McMahon was dead. WWE even ran tributes and somber announcements as if the character, and maybe even the man, was truly gone. It was morbid, absurd, and honestly, very on brand. The idea was to kick off a murder mystery storyline that would dominate WWE programming for months and eventually lead to a main event push for Mr. Ken Kennedy.
I'm still trying to figure out how we were gonna get there. Like, what faith? Vince died, so now it's something you go put the business in your heads. Yeah, that looks like weapons. Illegitimate son. Shameless plug. We checked out a pretty tight match between Mr. Anderson and Kurt Angle over on the Patreon. Now that I think about it, it's probably not live yet, but we got like 20 videos covered out over the next 20 days. That I can't do nothing about it. Patreon bonus content. It's free. Go over there. Go over there now, or I'll beat your ass. Go over there now. Subscribe for free, then come back to this video. You can't leave the video yet. Did you watch the whole video? No? Get your ass back in here.
And sadly, then reality struck. Just 2 weeks later, the real-life Benoit tragedy unfolded, forcing WWE to abandon the angle entirely. With Vince no longer dead, the company had to pivot fast. Enter Plan B, the Vince McMahon has an illegitimate child storyline. The new mystery was who could this child be, with hints and swerves being dropped weekly. For a while, it had fans intrigued and even amused as rumors swirled about potential candidates, but the end goal was once again a main event push for Mr. Ken Kennedy. But that all came crashing down when he was named in a pharmacy investigation as part of the Signature Pharmacy scandal, one of the several WWE talents linked to purchasing performance-enhancing drugs. WWE swiftly suspended him for 30 days as part of the wellness policy, and just like that, his big push vanished. The Mr. Kennedy experiment never fully recovered, and if you're keeping score, that's 2 times the real world messed with Vince's big angle that summer. Eventually, the big reveal was that McMahon's long-lost son was Hornswoggle. Yeah, the leprechaun. It was the kind of car crash twist that only the WWE would think made sense, turning a promising whodunit into a running joke that even the writers seemed to stop caring about. The entire arc felt like a desperate attempt to salvage a year's worth of creative planning that had literally gone up in flames. Number 5, Reigns interrupted.
Yeah, that's a yikes. That's a yikes to me.
In late 2018, the WWE was fully committed to Roman Reigns as being the guy. He had just defeated Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam to finally win the Universal title after multiple failed attempts and years of WWE trying to position him as the top babyface, whether the crowd wanted it or not. Plan was for Reigns to hold on to the belt long-term and serve as the face of Raw, anchoring the brand through WrestleMania season and beyond. At Crown Jewel 2018, it was announced that there would be a triple threat match between Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and Braun Strowman for the Universal title. That was going to be Roman's first title defense on a global stage, likely another moment to solidify his reign. No pun intended. The longer-term vision almost certainly had him walking into WrestleMania 35 as the champion, probably defending against Lesnar in a final showdown or against his soon-to-be-leaving Shield buddy who was about to turn heel, Dean Ambrose. However, on the October 22nd, 2018 episode of Monday Night Raw, WWE fans were blindsided when Roman Reigns stepped into the ring, not to hype a match or cut a promo, but to drop a bombshell. Clad in street clothes and visibly emotional, Reigns announced that he was relinquishing the Universal title and stepping away from wrestling because his leukemia had returned. It wasn't just a storyline swerve, it was real, raw, and utterly unexpected. For years, Reigns had been presented as WWE's golden boy, often to frustration of fans who resisted the company's hard sell. But in that moment, the boos stopped, the crowd stood, they listened, and they respected the man behind the character. Reigns revealed that he had first been diagnosed with leukemia years earlier at age 22 and had battled it into remission. Now, more than a decade later, it had come back. The announcement wasn't just shocking, it was humanizing. Roman Reigns wasn't just a push-too-hard top guy anymore.
So lame. That
he was Joe Anawati, a father, a husband, and a man fighting for his life.
Get the fuck out of here, cancer.
Reigns'
Get the fuck out of here.
void at the top of the card that was filled by Seth Rollins and a brief bout of Kofi Mania. Fortunately, he'd returned just 4 months later, announcing his cancer had once again gone into remission. The crowd reaction was thunderous. No boos, no eye rolls, just respect. Number 6.
Yeah, we mentioned it like every time it comes up in a list like this. I definitely was watching at the time. Roman was definitely my dude too. Like I like the Shield in general. I was like, damn, this sucks. This hurts. Ow. Hope he's okay. Then I got really suspicious. It's like I watched Fast and Furious. I was like, that is definitely Roman Reigns. Look, fuck. This motherfucker looking buff as hell. Let's go. Huh? I hope you ain't take that time off to go film this shit, bro. What the fuck, Roman? Huh? Okay. Alright. I'll, you know what I mean? I'll let you rock, but, huh.
Stop the stip. Mandy Rose and Otis had all the makings of a breakout act, an oddball pairing that somehow worked thanks to real chemistry, a slow burn story, and just enough ridiculousness to make it sing in the world of professional wrestling. Otis, the lovable
Dirty
goofball with a heart
bros.
of gold
Ew.
and a gut of ham, chasing the affectionate and glamorous, seemingly out of his league Mandy Rose, felt like a
Love
modern-day
her.
wrestling
Ew, I
rom-com.
love her.
And to WWE's credit, they actually let the story play out. After months of teasing, betrayals, looking at you, Dolph, and misunderstandings, Mandy and Otis finally got their big payoff at WrestleMania 36, complete with a kiss that should have sent the crowd into a frenzy. Only problem, there was no crowd. The pandemic hit right as the angle reached its peak.
Oh. That's a little trash, I go large. Yeah, that makes it work. We did all that just for a kiss with nobody to react. Nothing. That's dumb awkward. And I bet it was like because of their fucking COVID. You said the pee-pee touch? Oh my god. The fucking COVID era mic'd up situation, so you just hear like fucking mouth noises. There is nothing that'll like irk me more in person than fucking mouth noises. It could be like, someone kissing nearby or someone chewing food or something. That shit will really have you like legitimately reaching for a weapon. If I might have to up the toolie. Oh, I don't fucking hear your saliva sloshing around in your mouth. You're fucking disgusting. I feel like that's what that had to be like in the COVID era. Like, we don't got no crowd to just cover this up. Michael Cole awkwardly just yelling, "What's happening?" Oh my god, Mandy Rose just put the lips on him. She put the lips on him.
Live audience to pop for the payoff. The moment landed with a thud, not because the fans didn't care, but because they physically weren't there to show it. And if you don't believe me that this moment could have been huge, go back and watch the 2020 Women's Royal Rumble, where Mandy and Otis's interactions got some of the biggest pops of the night. Without the live reaction to fuel it, the magic faded fast. WWE tried to keep the act going, but it felt hollow, energy was gone, and unfortunately, the second act of the story was affected by the outside world as well. After Mandy was betrayed by her bestie Sonya Deville, the duo was slated for a showdown at SummerSlam 2020. And after Sonya attacked Mandy and cut her hair, it made all the sense in the world for the battle to be a dramatic hair versus hair showdown. But before the event, real life took a terrifying turn when Sonya Deville was the target of a home invasion and attempted kidnapping by a stalker. The incident.
Yo? Whoa, what the fuck? Excuse me? What's going on? Alright, but it's weird we just had a conversation about this shit, like, was it over the weekend, guys? There's like, dude, come on, man.
Understandably shook her, and with a looming court appearance tied to the case, WWE made the last-minute call to change the match to a loser leaves WWE stipulation. The idea of Deville walking into court freshly shaven and publicly humiliated in a storyline context was not only in poor taste, it could have compromised her ability to be taken seriously in a
I
deeply
definitely
serious legal
understand
proceeding.
chain of
Now, the
directions, but
WWE rarely shows that kind of restraint, but in this case, they definitely got it right. Number 7.
yeah,
Horrific
super understandable.
timing. The Muhammad Hassan character was one of the WWE's most controversial creations, and that's saying something. Debuting in late 2004, Hassan was billed as an Arab American who felt discriminated against in the post 9/11 world. Played by Italian American Mark Capani, the character's early promos actually had a point. He criticized the racism and xenophobia that followed the attacks, and for a brief moment, it seemed like the WWE might explore a complex, socially relevant angle. Sorry, I almost got that out with a straight face. Come on, this is the WWE after all, and nuance isn't exactly their strong suit. Didn't take long for the character to devolve from a sympathetic figure to a stereotypical heel, complete with angry rants and Arabic chanting. Final nail came in July 2005 on an episode of SmackDown taped just days before the London bombings. Hassan summoned a group of masked men in tactical gear to beat down The Undertaker in what looked eerily similar to a terrorist attack.
I think it's absolutely insane that they still aired this with like the fucking warning message. What the fuck are you doing, Vince? Bro, are you fucking serious? Ain't no fucking shot that shit should have made it to the air, bro. Ain't no way. I don't know, man. I don't know. Way too many yes men in the area. That is not cinema back. Stop. The Dark Side of the Ring episode about Mark was actually really insightful. If you guys have not seen that episode, I would definitely try to find it. I wonder if there's a free Patreon where we reacted to it as a group. That would be kind of cool if we could get our insights, but I mean, hey, too bad nothing like that exists in the description of this and every other video. Aw, man, that sucks. Huh. Anyway, I'm sure you can find it. Really insightful, really insightful. Happy ending type shit, but hey,
even going so far as to choke the Phenom out with piano wire, not your usual steel chair and table kind of affair. Segment was your
chaotic what? Chaotic what? What? No, that's I'm about to have to cancel the whole video. Nobody makes it this far into the videos anyway. What the hell? What the hell? Yo, no shot. Alright, someone gotta link that in the Discord, please.
Moved from the UK broadcast, but it aired in the US just hours after the real-world tragedy, prompting immediate backlash from media, advertisers, and even the UPN network. WWE tried to backpedal, issuing statements and editing replays, but the damage was done. UPN demanded that the Hassan character be pulled from television, and WWE, rarely one to fold to external pressure, complied. Which, you know, UPN was responsible for Homeboys in Outer Space and Shasta McNasty, so to piss them off, that's saying something. Hassan was written off of TV entirely just a few weeks later, losing to The Undertaker and being powerbombed into oblivion.
Definitely died.
All of this changed what was believed to be Hassan's eventual world title coronation at that year's SummerSlam. The bout with The Undertaker was for the title match at the following event, but Taker won, and he didn't go on to face Batista. In an interview with Chris Van Vliet, Hassan would say, "I was supposed to, as far as I know, beat The Undertaker, obviously with a lot of help, and then wrestle Batista at SummerSlam in Washington, D.C. Dave is from Washington, D.C., so it was kind of like the era of beating the hometown boy in the nation's capital was supposed to be the story. Instead, Hassan never wrestled for the WWE again, and we got Batista versus JBL at SummerSlam, which, ugh. Ah well, at least we got to see Shawn Michaels' ping pong ball impersonation." Well, there's our list, and I leave out any other times that real-life events changed wrestling storylines. If so, please leave it in the comment section below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and camel clutch that notification bell. Be sure to check out our new Channel 7 Entertainment that's kicking off with a video that features celebrities who dated WWE superstars. Until next time, I'm Singer Siete for 7 Wrestling saying bye-bye.
Yeah. I love Seven Wrestling. I will always vouch. Great content, great dudes. And of course, if you guys have any big WWE storylines that changed due to real world events, go ahead and list them in the comment section below. Who knows? I might make your comments a video of my own so I could stop being a vulture. I mean a crow. I'm totally a crow. Huh. We don't usually do this. But We're gonna add a little addendum to this reaction because I don't believe this is real. But if you've been paying attention to the conversation thus far in this video, I gotta see what's going on with this. Oh God, I'm gonna have to like throw like an anti-copyright thing on the screen, huh? Wait, yeah, that. Fuck. All right, hold on. So, I don't want WWE to fucking flap my cheeks real quick. All right. All right, man. So you know how like the YouTubers that are like scared to say shit like, you know, killed or died or whatever. I'm about to become one of those and I'm about to really start throwing out compromise to an immediate end, apparently. I might just start throwing that shit. Yo, I compromise that fella. Oh, motherfucker was getting too loud, had to compromise. Oh my God. Not the cocked and captured. Whoa, the cocking somebody is crazy. Oh my goodness. Anyway, if she made it all the way to the end of the video, right? If you made it all the way to the end of the video, if you're one of the good crows, drop a comment with a peach emoji in there. And I'll give you an instant heart. No matter what you count. Unless you say something weird. Don't be weird. I'll see you in the next video. Perhaps. Maybe. I don't know. Thank you so much to those of you that have made it over to the Patreon. I appreciate you.
I'm still hungry.